Agender Visibility Day was yesterday, and I had no clue we had a day. So let's talk about it. Because Friend of Jim's isn't only trans, it's about discovering gender and sexuality and supporting anyone who deviates from cishet. So I was assigned female at birth, obviously, and I still go by she, her, and all that. But for the longest time, while I was questioning stuff, I really look like a cishet woman. Nobody's gonna question that, and I'm white on top of it. So it's like, I feel like I'm kind of pretending, and that really bothers me. When I started looking into gender rights and gender history for trans rights here, I was like, gender is a goddamn social construct. It's so stupid. If I dress up like a man, nobody's gonna question that unless maybe I draw on some facial hair. If a man dresses up like a woman, it's all the queers. So what? Why is that? I hate Madonna Zayo and just a horrible person. The shit she said against fat people, she can get fucked. But her song, What It Feels Like for a Girl, she's like, she called this out in 2000. Oh god, it was 2000 or 2001. And she was so right for it. Cause that always struck me. I was like, why is it okay a girl can wear pants, a boy can't wear a skirt? That's just what? That don't make sense. I hate to quote it, but she goes, that's because you think being a girl is less, like you're being embarrassing. It's like, And of course, we all know where gender equality stands if we're just talking to cis. So anyways, I started looking into stuff and like, demisexual kind of describes me, but no, I really enjoy sex. Just not really clicking with anybody, especially in the Midwest. All the straights are disgusting, mega, and all the queers are ethical poly. I can never say a fucking word. Ethical poly, we'll say. I'm not poly, so I'm just sitting here alone. Like, okay. Anyways, and then I was like, well, maybe, and I hate the term. What is it? Where you only connect with people you emotionally. You only have good sex if it's emotional. But that's not true. Even though I much prefer that, some of the best sex of my life has been with people I barely cared about or I barely dated. Can't say a one night stand, but there's some good performances. I loved ordering a man on demand in LA. I really miss that spectacularly. And yes, I looked like those for the straights. So I was like, but I'm open to being with anybody, trans, non-binary, cis. Like, I haven't dated anyone who's not a cishet man, but I'm not staying with that. Like, I'm open to anything. I think I'd really enjoy dating a trans female, but there's not that many of them here that are out, especially. And then when you go to gender, well, non-binary doesn't fit. I feel very feminine. I love playing dress up, and that's where the agender comes in, because a big part of agender is it can be political. You're like, gender's just stupid. Quit calling me a specific gender. Like, support our non-binary and queer people. But another part of it, especially, is that you feel like you're performing gender. And when I read that, I was like, other people don't? Like, it's kind of like that Tumblr post about the grandma, her granddaughter was explaining being bi, and she's like, well, I like looking at girls' butts, and her grandma goes, well, everyone does that. Why would that make you bi? It's like, oh, grandma might be a little bi. I love that. But that's exactly how it felt when I found out about agender. I was like, oh, cis women don't think they're performing gender? And men too? I was like, okay, well, it might be in this area. I've always felt like I'm performing gender. And unlike other, like non-binary, etc., it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, I enjoy playing Barbie doll. That's what I call it. I'm Fat Barbie. I like dressing up, putting on the wigs. When I was younger, I wanted to be a drag queen. which I understood was not a thing I could do. But it made me sad because I grew up with the Spice Girls and I very much wanted to be like Ginger Spice. I was like, I want the big hair, the big shoes, the big tits. Like, I wanted all of that. But at the same time, being normal female was like, I was a very tomboyish child, but I liked dresses and stuff. It wasn't against that. But I gained a ton of weight when I turned 8 because undiagnosed sleep apnea, which my whore mother refers to as she was just so busy she couldn't take me to the doctor. I mean, I like doubled my weight in 6 months. That's not normal, and if you actually love your child, you'd probably do something about that. But all of a sudden it didn't matter how I performed gender, it was wrong. It's wrong to be a fat girl. That's, men aren't gonna like that. And then it became, you have to cross your legs if you're wearing a dress. You can't just flop on a thing because your undies are showing. And there's actually pictures of me when I was like under 8, just, legs up in the world. I got panties on, so. And I was always told that wearing tights were a big 90s thing. I was like, they're tights. Why can't I just, sit comfortably? This is especially hilarious because while I love wearing dresses now, I always wear what used to be called tap pants. See, my whore mother didn't know how to actually wear dresses. You're supposed to, and this will shock a lot of people, but you're supposed to wear like a slip, etc. So the dress is like the final part. You're not supposed to just be dress undies the end. In fact, if you watch the first Pee-wee performance, the adult one, when that lady strips, she's got a slip on, which when she starts stripping, my 2020 mind went, oh, she's going to be like in her, maybe even naked. Because that's how people wear dresses now. But on top of it, like, I didn't want to shave. I didn't want to shave my armpits or my legs, and my whore mother made me, and she kept guilting me. She'd say, boys will never like you, and I desperately wanted boys to like me. They never did. And so she badgered me into it. She badgered me into wearing a bra because once I hit puberty at like 10, I just had the tits I have now, and I didn't want to wear a bra. She'd make me wear an ugly dress to church. I didn't want to wear a dress. Well, then I put shorts under it. Oh, you can't do that. That's not right for going to church. So if you're going to make me wear a damn dress, I'm wearing shorts under it. And eventually that just petered out. I really didn't want to go to church either, but that's when the pagans started seeping in. But on the other hand, like, because if you're thinking gender in the binary, which is incorrect, but that's how pop culture sees it, never really went fully manly. Like, yes, I wear pants, obviously. I've never had the urge to drag king it up, but when I did play Izzy Hands in a video, and I drew on facial hair, I did Ouija on too, but Izzy in particular, outside of the fact I look like a balding rocker because of my medicine, I was like, I love that. I just really enjoyed it. So I don't know if that'll be a thing more so, but definitely agendered. If you're one of us, welcome. And if this is sounding like you, also welcome. And the truth is, and you'll hear this a lot in queer circles, your identity today, maybe that's not correct. Maybe you learned something else and you're like, oh, wait, that's me. It's okay to keep going. It's okay to keep learning and exploring. You don't have to declare it today and that's what you are forever. But I think I'm going to be agender forever for me anyway.